often asked, how did I get to this very spot in life, right where I am today? Well, I don't believe in accidents. I believe we are where we are because of decisions in life. Simple ones, such as getting lost on your way to the office, to heavier ones, such as making the decision to take a stand and do things that take courage and are different from what most people would do. I believe these events in life lead us to where we are right now, this very second. It's no accident that I began to watch online videos of animal cruelty. It was the right time for me to make the decision to do something about it and make a change. Our family loves animals dearly. They're an integral part of our lives. One of the gifts that I want to leave to my children is that I got loud in saving the lives of innocent animals, and I stood up for what I believe in. I want my daughters to never stay quiet, stand up for what they believe in, and to never back down from the challenging paths in life. Watching videos of animals being tortured and killed simply for their skins and furs made me sick to my stomach. I could not stop thinking about it then and now. I look at our pets and the happy, safe, loving lives they have compared to the hundreds of millions of animals that are being tortured and killed at this very moment, and it consumes me with sadness. From the day I saw those videos, my personal life and entire business changed. My mission became to put an end to the killing of animals for the textiles and design industries. My design firm became 100% vegan, and I created the Certified Cruelty-Free course and the badge. My mission: to show others through education, demonstration, and awareness that vegan options are even more beautiful, durable, and not any more expensive than the real thing. And that as a passionate community, we can work together to reach the socially conscious consumer and grow our businesses while making change for animals. That was and is my path. So a good place for you to start is by asking yourself, what is your path? Write it down and communicate it to others and post it on our forum. It's a great way to start letting others know that you are widening your reach. You're now opening the doors to attract the ethical consumer, over 180 million and counting, all while saving animals and our planet. Transitioning my business to become 100% vegan was a very big undertaking, and it is certainly not for everyone. You are the one who is in control of how many vegan alternatives you would like to add or offer to customers. There's no right or wrong answer, but offering even one vegan option is a great start and is rewarding personally and economically. You are reaching the future consumer. Another good way to start is to get involved. Join an animal rights organization. Do you know that PETA reached 1 billion views in 2016? Change is happening, thank goodness. Surround yourself with like-minded people and businesses. Immerse yourself. I'm often asked, how do I present vegan options to clients? Very simply is the answer. Many aren't even aware that I'm offering vegan alternatives. They're so beautiful and great, a client might not even think to question it. However, if they insist on the real thing, I do a comparison test, side by side. Many vegan and real hides feel the same, but try spilling grape juice on a natural hide and let it sit there for a bit on both samples. Guess what? You've won your customer over with the alternative. And chances are the vegan option is less money, or at least equivalent to the real thing. If a client is compassionate, it's simple. If not, the facts that vegan options are more durable, easier to maintain, and last longer will win. Vegan options are also healthier than genuine skins, fur, and feathers. Over 50% of Americans have a sickness. Obesity, allergies, asthma, back problems, heart issues. We are an aging, sick population, unfortunately. Cruelty-free alternatives? Perfect marriage for healthy environments. Vegan alternatives don't smell like animals, and they are gentler on the skin. Also, vegan options are great for those with sensory challenges. They are positive energy. There's no blood, despair, or tragedy attached to them. Now let's learn about how to market and brand your company to socially conscious consumers.
So when it comes to branding, there are two aspects that I find to be the most important. The first is the visual, and the second is the voice of the company. So speaking about the visual, that entails the company's logos and the company colors. And when talking about the voice, it's the company's tagline and the overall verbiage that goes on to all the collateral and on social media. And in finding both the visual aesthetic and the voice, I think something that's helped me a lot with my own company and with other companies is to think of one word or 1 to 2 words that describe your company as a whole. So what word can define what your company is? And then once you narrow that down, it'll help you to create a clear vision of your company's lifestyle and what you want to represent. And then once you have that, the important part is keeping it consistent. So consistent throughout all of your company's media, social media, and website. Once you find that one word that it's like an umbrella that represents your whole company, like if you're an interior design firm and the one word that defines your company is luxury. So that's the one word that always goes back to who your clientele and what you represent, luxury. Then it's starting to know how you can get consistent, especially in your social media. So with social media, it's the way that we can talk to our customers on a daily basis. And the easiest way I find to make sure you're consistent is with creating social media calendars. So creating a calendar for your most important venues. And a lot of times with designs, whether it's fashion or interior design, the most important are Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and for interior designers, Houzz. But when you are creating your schedule, it'll save you time in the future so that every day you're not wondering what you're going to post that day. You already know what you're going to post, and it's just finding what fits into that category. So if let's say on Monday, if you're posting on Instagram, on Monday you want to post a picture of a travel destination. And if your one word is luxury, keeping that in mind. So maybe it wouldn't make sense for you to post a boho picture of a hotel in Costa Rica that's shabby, even though you might like the picture and it might be fun, but it doesn't go with your company. So the day on Monday, if you're going to post a travel destination, maybe posting a picture of a more luxurious destination, to always think about that main word that describes what your company is. So let's say it's Monday's travel destination, and then Tuesday you can post a picture of a item that you carry. Wednesday you post an inspirational quote from a figure that you admire, and so on. And I recommend posting once a day, so Monday through Sunday, and if that's not possible, at least Monday through Friday, once a day. And having that calendar on each venue will really help you to get clear on your vision, and there's apps and tools where you can schedule your posts. So on Facebook, you can schedule your posts for the whole week. So on Monday, you can input each post according to your calendar, and then just have them schedule every day. And so with that, so let's say you find like the top 3 social media venues that you find work the best for you and that require posting every day. You create a calendar of what exactly you're going to post Monday through Sunday, every day on that venue, and then also creating a calendar for your overall marketing. So let's say every day you know you're going to post on Instagram, so you already know that you have your weekly Instagram schedule, and then you also create a calendar for your email blasts or for creating blog posts, posting on LinkedIn, or creating boards and pinning on Pinterest. So let's say Monday, along with doing your weekly Instagram and Facebook post, you would say, I'm going to create email blasts every Monday and Friday. And again, you can do research to find what days of the week and what times are the best for your company and whatever it is you're marketing, and just doing some research on Google and finding the best times and the best days for you to send out those email blasts or to do those posts. So getting really clear with what you need to get done every day. So whether you're the one who's doing the work or you have someone who's doing it, make sure that they know they're clear on what they're doing. You know so that you're clear on what you're doing, and so that you have consistency. So your customers don't receive an email blast for you once every few months, or maybe one week you send them 3 email blasts and then they don't hear from you for another 4 weeks. So you want to stay consistent. You're going to send 1 email blast a week. You're going to post every day on Instagram. And then you pick the days that you're going to post on other venues like Pinterest and Houzz. Let's say every Thursday you're going to create an album on Pinterest. So you do that and it'll help you get more clear. And the main goal is for you to be consistent. And customers like consistency. And people are going to follow you and keep subscribing to your email list if they know that you're going to consistently give them what they want and they know what they get from you. So when they go onto your Instagram, they see your consistent feed and you're posting every day. You're posting things that are luxury, or maybe you're more tropical brand. Every day you're posting tropical things. Then they know if they're a right fit, and then they're going to follow you. And most importantly, they're going to keep following you. So often what you see in a lot of times in small businesses is inconsistency with verbiage and logos throughout their social media. So you want to have the same logo. So whatever it is, if your logo is like, let's say, a long logo, but the main image of the logo is a picture of a couch. So maybe it's something that's more eye-catching instead of words that you can't really see on a small logo. Just one image that stands out. So that'll be your social media logo, and you have that in every venue. And along with branding visually through your logo, keeping the same colors. So choosing the colors that work for your business, and then again implementing it throughout all of your social media venues. And you want it to correlate with your website. So if you do your own website, or you have a graphic designer who does your website, you want to get clear on the colors that you've chosen to go with on your website and make sure that represents and reflects on your social media venues. And in that, keeping the verbiage also consistent. So what I spoke about earlier, finding your voice, your tagline, you always want to make sure that you speak from the same person. You're to want to have a more serious website, and then your Instagram and Facebook posts are quirky and sarcastic and funny. If you want to have a more sarcastic voice as a company, then you want to make sure that's on the website. So whoever's doing your post, you want to make sure it's always written from that same voice, as well as the bios on your social media, which are actually very important. So on Instagram, every Instagram has a little bio that you can put the link to your website, as well as an about to the website. And you could also include a hashtag, which is very important. So you want your bio to be, a little short sentence, and then use that same bio in your Pinterest and your Facebook and your Tumblr. And in creating a hashtag, you want to create a fun hashtag that you post, that you feature on every one of your posts. So if, again, you're a luxury designer, interior designer, and let's say your hashtag is hashtag go luxe or something like that, then you want that hashtag to be on every post. So if you post a picture of a beautiful hotel, then you could hashtag hotel, hashtag design, hashtag interior design, and then hashtag go luxe. So now that you've become certified cruelty-free and you have access to the logo, I recommend taking full advantage of having that logo and incorporating it into your branding. So of course, add it to your website, add it to your venues, and you could even create boards, like boards on Pinterest, and name them certified cruelty-free, and then you could post things to that board that are cruelty-free, that are humane, and start making the fact that you've become certified cruelty-free and that you're educated in this field, start making that part of your brand. And you could do that by featuring it in your email blast. So once you have the logo on your website, you can send out an email blast, we've become certified cruelty-free, and then you tell them what it is, what that means for your business, what that means for them shopping with you or working with you. And also, like I said, add it to your social media. And when you add it to your website, you can also add it to your blog. So create blog posts about it. take advantage of the growing consumers that want cruelty-free, that want humane products. Use those hashtags, hashtag humane, hashtag certified cruelty-free. Start using that, incorporating it into your post so that people start to recognize it and understand the shift that you've made, or this new aspect of your company, and really take advantage. It's a big market, and it's something important that you can add, and a service that you can give to your clients.
For me, one of the most important things is the image of the company, the branding of the company. And I understand that in some cases there may be small companies that may have a limited budget, but it's certainly part of the investment. So a very important first factor, and especially if it's a new company, it should be their logo and the approach that the company is going to take. Working with a good experienced designer, you can get something that reflects the company, reflects the owners of the company, what the business actually does. So those, to me, those are key factors. And so if budget is a limitation as well, it's very important not only to have a well established logo, but also to have a web presence, so a website. And it doesn't have to be the largest website. It could just be like a 4-page website, at least at the beginning. But it is very important that at some point that website continues to grow and more content is added to that site. That is actually the way that you're supposed to market yourself. You're supposed to show what you have to offer, and that's also going to get you traffic from online sources. So I would say the first 2 steps would be a well-built logo and a website that's responsive, that's mobile friendly, that works on any device, especially mobile nowadays. So I would say those would be the most important things. I wouldn't recommend any free services for logos. I would always pay for it, and especially if you want to make a little bit of revisions. But I think online there's a bunch of different companies. Don't necessarily have to be a design agency or a design firm. So I wouldn't, I guess what I would recommend them is to try to find something online that maybe does fit their budget. To be able to create a good tagline, they would have to do a little bit of research, see what other people are doing, see what other people are using, to better understand, how they're catering to it. I would also try to do, and it doesn't have to be a full-blown focus group, but I would certainly run it by a group of people and ask for their honest opinion, not the best friend, because the best friend might just say, oh, it's awesome, I love it, but may not be objective in giving feedback. I would certainly run it by a group of people and maybe put up different ideas, like maybe 4 or 5 different taglines that they think work for it. I think the tagline does have a purpose and it does have a use, but it is very important not to be cheesy with it, not to be using something that doesn't necessarily mean anything. And we've all seen examples of those where you read the tagline and you're like, so what exactly do you mean? And that's because in many cases somebody just came up with it and decided to use it, and that's it. Nobody actually run it by anyone else to make sure that it made sense. So that's what I would recommend. It's actually a very good question, and it is very important. Some time ago, not everyone had a website. So the few people that did, or the few companies that did, benefited from something. As time went by, every single business started having their own website. And so how do you differentiate yourself, or how is Google or any search engine for that matter going to decide how they're going to rank you, if you're going to go first, if you're going to go second, etc. And so the way SEO, or search engine optimization, grew was into content and creation of content and curation of content, and content within context, right? So it is important that a website has a blog. That is what you can change on a constant basis or on a regular basis. You're not going to be changing the about us of the company. You're not going to be changing the contact us form. So the way search engines realize if your website is being updated or if your website actually has something new it usually tends to be the blog. And so the idea is to write short articles. They should be between a minimum of 300 words up to 500 words. And those articles should contain keywords that are related to what your business does and what you want to rank for. Essentially, you do have to do a little bit of research. You have to decide which are the keywords that have a better chance for you to rank. And then it's very important that as your site grows, you're interlinking those articles. So if a specific blog post or article talks about a keyword, it would be safe to link that specific keyword to another internal page within that site that talks a little bit more about that specific keyword or subject. So it is very important. It should not be something that people overlook. If not, it's just like printing brochures and putting them in a drawer. It's exactly the same, comparison. And going back to SEO, social media plays a very important role in that part, and it may be sometimes a little bit complicated because some businesses are B2B, business to business, where it's kind of hard to just do a Facebook post saying, hey, look at the machinery we just bought, because it may not be something social or maybe not something that people actually want to share. However, there's always a way, and that's the importance of it, to find a use for social media. Doesn't matter what industry it is. Caterpillar, for example, or any of the bigger brands that do not focus on consumers but rather companies or trade, they still use social medias. So the important thing is to use social media to get clients to your website rather than to use your website to get clients to your social medias. Once they're on your site, they are yours. It's your captive audience, and that's when you have an opportunity to convert those potential visits into clients. If, for example, you take them out to your social medias like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or Google+, which to me are one of the most important, and Instagram, depending on the product. Once they're out there, they could be distracted by another page, they could be distracted by another brand, and maybe they switch their focus and get to other things, and you lost that opportunity. So I would write articles on blogs, then take those articles to social media networks and say, look at the article we just wrote, take a look inside, right? So that way you're bringing them from your social medias into your website, almost like your home, almost like your business. And that's the mentality that you should have and the approach that I think that you should have to social media. Yes, because unless you're selling on Facebook, and now Facebook allows that, and Instagram allows that too, and let's say they're selling clothing or they're selling a type of product that does get sold on that site, then only then will it be valid to keep them on the social medias. But if not, my recommendation would be have them come to the site, because in the site you could track the visits, in the site you have analytics, in the site you can better understand what actions are they taking. Are they engaging with your site? Are they engaging with your brand? Maybe they come to the website and they just look at the homepage, which should tell you that there's certain things that need to be fixed. If you always have them on Facebook, if you always have them on Twitter, yes, you interact with them, but the conversation stops whenever they change, friend that they're talking to, or whenever they visit another page, or if they're interrupted by an ad. When they're on your site, that shouldn't happen. Well, as in every business, it's very important for the brand manager or for the business owner to understand who their audience is, to understand who's the money maker from their business. As businesses, we all have different services that we offer, and we also have different targets that we cater to. What is important is for them to understand which one is the one that helps them make more money. Doesn't mean they shouldn't sell other services or they shouldn't promote other products, but essentially your marketing efforts should be directed to the ones that actually make your business run and that support your business. If they are a company that offer cruelty-free products, services, or advice, for example, it would be safe for them to do research online and better understand where these people are hanging out. Are they on blogs? Are they on social medias? Is there a network that tends to be more catered to that? Is there an app maybe that groups them together? And so to understand how to sell to that market, you first have to understand what do they do, what do they like, where do they hang out, what do they search online. How would that person search for your business, or how would that person search for your product, and then put yourself in that situation. There's a few sites out there. Google to me is the best resource, but of course it's broad as an answer. I understand that, but LinkedIn is actually very important too. So if you go into LinkedIn, for example, and you start looking at influential people in that industry, they're probably going to show what they're sharing. An article maybe that they shared by a specific website, and then so you visit that site and take a look at what are these people sharing, what is this company offering, and that's how you start understanding where do they hang out, what do they buy, and of course there's certain assumptions that they may be able to do. I would make the assumption that many of the cruelty-free businesses are also follow that practice, right? And so they should, I don't know, maybe they should already know a little bit about where they hang out, where they shop. So that should give them an idea. But certainly Google is a great resource for them to then find other sources. Like it could be magazines, it could be newspapers, it could be maybe TV shows. Right? If there's a network that's constantly publishing things that support, animals, and it could be, for example, Animal Planet, and how they defend the cruelty-free statement, I think that's where they would find more information for those specific products, and for that clientele, right? So to me, one of the best ways to do it is starting on the website. In today's date, everyone visits your site before they visit your store, before they visit your office. And so if right then and there they can see that you support a cause, or that you've made the effort to make sure that you are a cruelty-free business, you should showcase that, because it's something to be proud of. And by putting it on the actual site and then sharing that information on social media, and also utilizing the blog, as we spoke before, is means of communicating information, or means of communicating news, that's where I would recommend using it. So maybe start writing a little bit of articles that are related to the industry and how the cruelty-free certification plays into that. I think that would be the safest way. So if we're talking about an interior designer that just got certified, she first has to explain to a captive audience that may not necessarily know exactly what that means. They should define how that is going to play on their practice from now on, right? And maybe these articles kind of educate the audience that may not be aware on how they're different, on how they're actually taking steps to be different, to be better. That's what I would recommend. One of the things that to us is very important is for the business owner to understand what they're selling and who they're selling to. In many cases, we've seen businesses that don't have that all too clear. And they still operate the business, but they're not taking full advantage of all the benefits that they have. I think when a business owner understands their business, their model, their client, who the best clients are and who the bad clients are, that's when they're able to better target their efforts. So I would say as one of the first steps, and that's one of the things that we do, is help the client understand themselves, understand their business, understand their value proposition, and then try to see how the cruelty-free applies to that, and how they can best reap the benefits of that program and the certification. Because I think when they put those two together, if the path or direction is clear, they'll be successful and they'll really be able to use the full benefits of it. If they just get it as an add-on feature, or just to put the logo on the website, but they keep on doing things as usual, they're not really exploring all the possibilities that they could with that new addition. And that goes along, it's the same recommendation that I would have with any other certification or any other program, is how is that going to make your business better, and make sure your potential client understands that. So that would be the best advice.
Great information, and I strongly suggest implementing their tactics and strategies. Keep in mind that authenticity is the buzzword of choice. Businesses like yours must keep up with the growing demands for ethical behavior and transparency. Becoming a more socially conscious company will not only make the world a better place, but can elevate your business to new levels as well. Saying that you want your business to become more socially responsible is one thing. Actually doing it is another.